Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video,
sorry, Haley. This time, this is my library for the week.
So I got this text from Haley the other day saying, I have an idea. And I responded, one, I love ideas, and I'm all ears. She responded, I've always wanted to do a series where I swap libraries with someone. So in this video, we've given each other 3 different challenges to complete.
read this one, read this, read this.
Okay.
Read these.
Oh, wow, okay.
And starting with the first challenge, Haley is going to be picking a book for me to read on her bookshelf, and I may have snuck a book that all of us have been dying to read.
I am in Haley's library. Honestly, my favorite library on planet Earth.
No.
Yes. Do you know what your oldest book is on your shelf and your newest?
Here it is. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I think I bought this in 2019 or 2020. I think these 2 are my newest.
If you could describe your library in 3 words, what would they be? And then same for mine.
Ooh. Chaotic, cozy, vertical, and then yours. Marriage. Marital. Whimsical, like the little puzzles. Aww. And you painted your own mug in the background.
Stop, that's so nice.
Jubilant. I don't know. That's just, you are that too. So I feel like it just feels like you.
Stop, thank you. That's so nice. So what book do you have for me?
Can I show you 3 options?
Yes.
Okay.
And I get to pick?
Yeah.
What?
Okay. This shelf here is all of the books that I read in 2025, and all of my options come from the shelf.
Okay.
First up, you already mentioned it, Wild Dark Shore. This is a genre-bending thriller, literary fiction, historical fiction, and I just feel like it's written in a way that makes it unputdownable. Like, you just have to keep reading it. It's really fun.
I'm so excited about this.
Or your first ever Vari McFarlane book. This is her new one, Cover Story. I gave this 6 stars. I love it. It's also unputdownable. This journalist wants to take down the mayor who's doing some very sketchy stuff, and she has to do a lot of like kind of not moral things to trick people into helping her out. And so she also fake dates an intern. So there's a subplot of romance.
Ooh, I love fake dating.
Yes, which is so fun, but she has to pull off some crazy things, and it feels very high stakes the whole time, even though it's like a literary a women's fiction book. Of a conversation we just had.
Stop.
Turtles All the Way Down by John Green explores OCD and has this adventure subplot of them trying to find a billionaire who has gone missing.
Dang, these are all exactly what I would imagine you would give me.
Really?
Yes. Like, these are all books that I want to read.
Yeah.
Too. I want to go with Cover Story.
That's the best thing you could have ever said.
And I also think I will love it.
I think you'll love it too. I'm so curious though, because I feel like there's a not a learning curve, but like a getting used to curve of her lingo.
Oh, that's right.
And especially even for me, this is like my 10th book by her, and even at the beginning of this one, I was like, I don't know what that joke means or what that reference is, and you just gotta like keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good disclaimer, I guess.
Yeah.
Before getting into the book, because I would get hung up on that.
Yeah.
And I would Google everything.
I mean, that's probably helpful. I just am too lazy to do that.
I am only 14 pages in, and the prose has already stood out to me. So right now, Connor, he's actually the love interest. He is talking about the end of a previous relationship, how there were signs that it was ending, and this is how he describes it, okay? He and Jennifer had quietly arrived at the hospice phase. What a way to say that their relationship was on the brink of death. Let's continue on. Literally only on page 14, so I can't imagine the rest of this. Mod to drop off. Ah, thank you.
I like your cheeks.
Thank you. Guys, it is the next day, and actually it's like 2 days later. Guys, I have an update. I have been reading Cover Story, as you know. So I am now on chapter 20, page 104. You see Connor, who is the love interest, and Belle, the main character, how they are just complete opposites of each other. They are enemies immediately. You know how there's insta love? This is insta enemy, okay? But then I think
around like page 50 was when I was reminded of Belle's job. And it's really cool what she does. She is a journalist, so she goes on assignments, but she also does a lot of stuff in the office. So she also does like a podcast. And what's really fun is this is also a workplace romance. So there's a workplace romance, fake dating, rivals to lovers, like all of the tropes that I truly love. And then the writing just is the icing on the cake. And journalism can be a very dangerous job. I love when authors write characters that have unique jobs, or like, I don't know anyone in my life personally that's a journalist. So it's really cool to read about this and see what Belle's day-to-day is like, and also the things that she has to take into account. And so she's going undercover, and it's so funny how the fake dating starts, because it's clearly because of this cover story. They're on a mission that ends up, it was a solo endeavor mainly for Belle, but now Connor is wrapped up in it. I am really enjoying this, but I need to get reading. I am getting behind. I know Haley is already done with the first book I gave her. I am on the edge of my seat waiting to hear her thoughts. Got a couple of annotations in there already, so let's continue reading. I can't believe I forgot to mention this, but as Haley and I are reading each other's books, they're also going to be annotating some of them. I remember what mostly stood out to me was just the comedy throughout the whole book. I wasn't expecting how funny it was going to be. Have you guys annotated at all since you were an adult and out of school? Because this has been so much fun for me. That's pretty much all I do when I annotate, is look at metaphors that I like, similes, also prose. Whenever the prose is just popping off, I gotta underline that.
Unfaithfulness can be a reset opportunity is insane to say. Or parts in the plot or dialogue where I actually have a reaction and I want to write down how I'm feeling in the moment as I just read it.
It's the next day and I have been eating this book up. I have made so much progress since yesterday at the pool. I now have 10 pages left, but Haley is about to come over for her to pick the next book off of my bookshelves, so I do have to finish it. This might be one of my favorite romance books that I've ever read. I know! Let's finish up cover story. I just finished cover story. This book was so much more than I expected. I feel like with a lot of romances specifically, it's hard for me to truly allow myself to just be in it.
Yeah.
And with this book, I think it's just Mari McFarlane's prose, honestly. It's like I had no choice.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
I don't like enemies to lovers in romances.
Really?
Hardly ever.
Wow.
I feel like I really like it just because usually I don't like how the male main character is portrayed. Usually he's just mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a difference in being kind of broody and then just being rude, almost disrespectful more than anything.
Yes.
But with this, I feel like she tore all of my walls down.
Wow.
Again, just at first it felt like chapters were starting with her describing something, especially scenery, and how she would describe the scenery, almost like talking about a city romantically. Like, oh wow, I feel like she actually sits and takes things in.
Dang.
And then it started switching to more dialogue. I loved that because you would be in one person's perspective for one chapter, and then it would just end. Go to the next chapter, and then it's the love interest perspective.
Yep.
And he just finishes off where the chapter previously ended.
Yes, I forgot about that. She's genius. Last time I talked to you about them being enemies, they were at the bar, and you were like, how will they ever like each other? I was like, that is the beauty of this author, because at the beginning you're like, how will this ever work?
I never imagined it would. I didn't even talk about the mystery.
Oh my gosh.
Now for my review. I mean, now the review begins. My rating.
Oh no.
I think I'm gonna go.
You're trying to prank me.
I think this is a 4.75 or 5. I literally have commitment issues with 5 stars.
Yeah,
oh my
you
gosh,
do.
I do. I think it's a 5 stars. This is great.
Both of us just rated a book 5 stars.
Yeah.
First of the video.
I should have come to you way before this.
No, same.
Let's go to my library for the week. So I'm in my library for the week. The next book, which is a book that I don't own, that's on Haley's shelf. Well, this is a book that I've been really wanting to read.
Okay.
And it's highly anticipated for me.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, Just Friends, your new book.
I'm not someone who screams, but I genuinely just wanted to like scream. But good pick.
This is so insane to be holding this in my hands right now.
No, I still feel the same way.
The illustrations, are you kidding me?
I'm obsessed with them, low-key.
Haley, tell me what your book is about.
Second chance romance between childhood best friends, and you're following Blair, who just graduated from Pepperdine, and she has to come home unexpectedly because her great aunt Lottie is sick, and that's who she grew up with. She only grew up with her mom and her great aunt Lottie in the coastal beach town of Seabrook, California. And she hasn't seen Declan, her childhood best friend, for 4 years. But when she comes back to her hometown, she needs to get a job, so she goes to the local coffee shop. And the manager of the coffee shop may or may not be Declan.
Stop, no way.
And you don't know what happened, why they haven't spoken in 4 years. That's that. And I will say, there is a heavy grief subplot.
Okay.
And it is a lot about Blair's personal journey. It's not enough to not be a romance. Like, I think it is a romance book.
Okay.
But I think it's probably heavier handed on Blair's life than a normal romance.
Okay.
So yeah, and there's then and now timelines, so you get to see their past as well.
That is so exciting because just me as a reader and like my personal taste, I feel like this literally checks off all of the tropes and just subplots or like topics that I absolutely love in books.
Yeah, it's not a rom-com, okay? It's
Okay.
not so happy-go-lucky. Also, I think this is really fun because I made a ton of changes to this copy that will be in your final copy that you buy, but this one doesn't have them, which just makes me cringe a little bit thinking about some of the people who are gonna read it without those changes. So I'm going to let Ashlyn read this version, and then I'm also, for like the 3-ish chapters that I made big changes, I'm going to screenshot those and send them to her, let her read both, and let her tell me if they're that big of a difference or not. But this will be a unique reading experience, I think.
Okay, I'm really excited to see what you added because I remember talking about this when you did add them.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
I was with you.
Yes.
And you can give me your honest review. You can rate it 2 stars to my face. It has to be whatever. Like, it's your opinion, and that's totally your opinion.
Okay, it's time to read
Okay.
Just Friends by Haley Pham.
It may seem
There's only one time that I will get to read my first Haley Pham book, so
True.
I'm trying to soak it all in.
you're under some kind of a spell. You're walking on sunshine, feeling extra well. You're all smiles, happy as you can be. Feels like a dream, but can't you see?
Good morning. It is the next day, and as you saw yesterday, I started Haley's book, Just Friends. Okay, I made it to page 51 yesterday. So excited to continue reading. Absolutely loving this book. And as I've been reading it, there have been so many things that I have been underlining and highlighting and annotating. I think the ones that stick with me the most are ones like this, and I feel like as I was reading this so far, there's this one quote that I just read yesterday before I went to bed, and it says, "Opening up was a risk the emotionally unintelligent made. And of course, people always leave eventually. If they haven't yet, it's because you haven't gotten to that part of the story." It's because the main character, she has kind of conditioned herself to think this way because her mom has always thought this way. And so she's been telling herself for so long, like, opening up is not a safe thing to do. It's actually a really big risk. And when I read this, I'm like, Blair, I literally feel so seen because that is how I feel. And there's been so many other things that Blair has said that I'm like, I get that. I just love this prose, and I keep forgetting that I'm literally reading Haley's debut novel. It's crazy. Like, I cannot believe this is her debut. I am going to continue on.
That it's just me. Said it's just me. It's just me.
This is literally making me swoon. He just existed, and in comparison, everyone paled. People were an average amount of friendly or thoughtful, and then Declan came around and convicted them all of mediocrity by being the type of friend he was to me. Yeah.
It's just me. It's just me. Hey.
Okay, it's time for an update on Just Friends by Haley Pham, and I am about to start chapter 11, which is the chapter that Haley had texted me about and she wants to know my thoughts on it. So I am really excited to jump into it. Blair, the main character, now has gotten the job at this cafe, which her ex-boyfriend is the manager of. And right now it's really interesting seeing their dynamic. I am torn because I get so excited getting a then timeline because I love seeing their relationship after being friends for so many years, childhood friends literally, and then I just sink into the now chapters because I love seeing them as adults. And now that I think 4 years have passed, they have grown so much and like so many life changes that they've made since they last saw each other. It's really interesting because there is a huge disconnect between them, obviously, because they're not on speaking terms anymore. I like the tension. This underlying awkwardness, it seems like she's been harboring a lot of these feelings that she had after their relationship ended, and it seems like it's opening up a lot of old wounds for her almost immediately once she saw him. So for me as the reader, I am like, what the heck happened to them? I can't even imagine them splitting up because of just how inseparable they seem, especially in the then timeline. I'm so excited to read chapter 11 because it's a chapter in the present. So I have just been on the edge of my seat waiting for them to have the talk. I feel like they just have so many walls up with each other, obviously. So I can't wait for those to just be broken down, and I'm gonna revel in it when it happens. So that's kind of the update of where I am at with Just Friends. And I absolutely love the prose. This is like my favorite kind of prose. I don't want to talk too much about it because obviously you guys need to read it, but it's so unique. There are these birdhouses, so many of them, hanging from the ceiling in this cafe. And I'm just trying to think what that symbolizes because, and maybe it doesn't symbolize anything, but it's kind of been a reoccurrence in the book. So let's keep reading Just Friends by Haley Pham. I can't believe I'm reading this book right now. What is happening? I'm so scared. There's so much unresolved conflict between the two of them, and now I'm so scared of what they're gonna say to each other because I don't know what happened yet, and I'm so scared. It's so crazy how things can just be, how everything can just change. It is almost 10 o'clock. I have not updated you because I have been keeping my head down in this book. I cannot stop reading. I physically cannot stop reading, and next thing I know, I have 10 pages left. I want to stop here because I don't want to finish this book and it's just over. Everything's clicking and everything's making sense. So Long London just came on and it's just not it's rough up in here. I can't believe this. I'm gonna keep reading. I have been yapping so much on camera. I want to immediately reread it.
Oh,
it was so good.
I can't even look at you, good or bad. I'm like,
I mean, I was telling the camera this, but as I was reading, I kept forgetting that this is your book.
That's
Let alone your
crazy.
debut. It takes so much to not only write a story that you've created in your mind, but to put it on paper and then to publish it.
Scary stuff. I'm gonna cry watching this video.
These kinds of romance books are my favorite, especially when you're dealing with heavier topics, like grief, for instance, throughout this one.
Yeah.
And it reminds me so much of Emily Henry too. Like with her books, that's why hers are some of my favorites too. Especially when you kind of can look internally. And I feel like no matter who you are, you can see yourself in certain, maybe not even characters, but like their situations sometimes. And although I've never been through grief like Blair has, I felt so heavily for her, and like I felt her burden.
Yeah.
Truly the whole time I was just choking up reading it.
So nice.
I feel like every time I read about grief in books, that's what makes it so beautiful, is it's done differently every time.
Yeah, true.
And I think it's because that's how grief is. It's different for each person.
Yeah.
This was the easiest 5 stars I've ever rated in my life.
I was not expecting you to say that at all.
This is literally one of my favorite books I've ever read.
You can feel my forehead twitching. I'm like,
Literally prose that I look for when I pick up a romance
that's
book.
crazy. Okay, I did forget that we do have a similar taste in we love a flowery writing, but not flowery like talking about the landscape that much. I did do that because I love the landscape of this book. Yeah, we do have a very similar style to that. And some people will think it's like too much, flowery writing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's just how I like it.
Yes, and that's what I love too, is I love when maybe mundane things are romanticized in books. Like coffee.
It's so crazy hearing you reference things. I'm like, you read that? You know about that?
If you ever told me that this was it and you were one and done, I would never let you out of this room. I give you water,
Yeah.
your computer, and just
Ginger.
read. We'll pick our next book after we talk spoilers, because I can't go on with my day
Me neither.
without doing that. So holy moly. Have you seen Hamilton?
Yeah.
You'll never be satisfied. Okay, so now we're in my library, and you're probably wondering, why are you here? This is new. Well, because Haley is going to be picking the next read from my library. This scares me. This is a lot of books. What's happening?
This prompt is to force us to read a book off of our TBR, to appreciate the things that we already have in our library.
That was so beautifully said.
Thank you. I don't know what is on your TBR, so I asked her, what do you want to read? Can you just pull a few out? And she did do that, and then I pulled a few out as well. And this is what we're left with.
Honestly, I know this seems like a lot, but truly this isn't narrowed down.
And I'll just walk you guys through quickly what I was thinking. The Heartbreak Hotel looks fun for fall. Blood Over Bright Haven, never heard of it, but it's the same author as The Sword of Kaigan. And on the back, it talks about a girl trying to be the first one to join a magical academy, which just sounds amazing for the fall.
Yeah.
Book of Lost Hours. Also never heard of this, but when I read the back, it just seems like an Ashlyn book. There's a library that holds time and memories, and she gets stuck in one of the memories, I think, and the time-space continuum gets messed up. Like, that's up your alley because you like recursion and Ministry of Time. And it's kind of historical. Very Ashlyn vibes.
Yeah.
This summer we ran. You want to read this.
Yes.
I want you to read this because I also own this. There's that. Humor Me. Never heard of this. Ashlyn pulled it off her shelf. Passion Project. I also own this and selfishly want her to read it so that I can be motivated to read it as well.
Period. You're like, what is this?
I do also own this. The Griffin Sisters Greatest Hits. The Prison Healer, which I just stole from Ashlyn's library and read in my video.
I didn't even see you grab that.
I know. I'm gonna give you a choice, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
No.
I want you to read The Prison Healer so that I can see your reaction to the last page.
Okay.
Or The Book of Lost Hours. Because this just feels like I'm doing you, hopefully it's a good book and I'm doing you a favor and it's something that you really like to read.
Yes. I mean, they both sound up my alley. And this one especially. And then The Prison Healer, I mean, it makes sense for all the reasons you just said. And it's been on my TBR much longer than The Book of Lost Hours.
And we can discuss what happens at the end.
Yes. I'm gonna go The Prison Healer.
I can't wait. This is a young adult fantasy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is a young adult fantasy book following Kiva, who apparently is 17 years old. Didn't know this until a few seconds ago after I read the book, but she has been in this very, very intense prison for the past 10 years. Most people don't even last 3 weeks, but she is the healer, the prison healer.
That's crazy. 10 years? Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Let's just say some pretty interesting political figures get put in place. Some very interesting political figures get sent to this prison, and she is the first person that they see.
Wow.
Have fun.
Thank you so much.
Starting this third book, I pretty much immediately got right into it. This was definitely a slower start for me, but I was excited to see where this book was going to take us, especially because Haley said the last page, there's this huge reveal. So I was excited to see what that would be. So the next day was actually Ian's 29th birthday, so I decided that I was going to listen to the audiobook while I decorated for his birthday. So that's why there's this random montage of me just doing things, setting up for his birthday. So by this point, I was actually on page 88. Character of the Rebel Queen had just been introduced. I already expected that from the back of the book, and I knew that the main character was going to volunteer in her stead for the upcoming trials, and these trials were so much more different than I imagined they would be. I actually feel like seeing the main character as a healer was a bigger part of the story. I just did not feel connected to the queen whatsoever because she's super ill. I mean, her going to compete in these trials would mean death for her. I mean, there's no way she could survive that. People that were sending her letters saying, "We're coming, keep her alive," and basically to just hang in there until the rebellion can come and save them. Which, I am not gonna lie, I was thinking the whole time, girl, it's been 10 years. I don't think they're coming to rescue you.
Okay, guys, it is now after all the festivities, and I had so much fun with Ian. Oh my gosh. I am about to go over to Haley's house, and I am on the last chapter. Chapter 33, and let me just say right now, a lot has happened. This book has trials in it, like Haley was talking about, and yesterday I read through all of the trials, which they're called the ordeals, which I think is such a funny name. The ordeal. It's an ordeal for sure. But now I am excited to keep reading because Haley mentioned that she wants me to read this because of the ending. And I don't know if I've already read the ending, like, because there is a lot that happened. I don't know how I'm feeling, so I have enjoyed reading the book, and it's definitely been fun. I don't see how anything else could literally happen. 10 pages. I mean, something could happen, actually. So let's keep reading. I'm going to read it right here in this spot. I'm not moving, so... What? What? What did I just read? Dude, what? What was that? Oh, this is why reading is so fun. You never know what to expect, even up to the last page, the last freaking sentence. The story was fun, but I did not see myself continuing the series, like truly wanting to be in it. And now, dude, it took us the whole book to get to this point. Fine, frick, I'll read the series. Okay, time to go give Haley my thoughts on the prison healer. Okay, so I finished The Prison Healer. Boy, were you right about the ending? So there was one reveal that happened before this. Yeah. And I was a little bit sad because I predicted it before the first ordeal. So then I thought I ruined it for myself. No, I did not ruin this for myself. No. Because there were, oh my gosh, there were like 2 other reveals. And the one at the end, the one that you're talking about that's like on the last couple pages, I never could have predicted. It was so good, and I understand why you wanted me to read this.
Yeah, just for that moment alone, I think it's worth reading.
Yes. Sorry. I definitely want to continue the series now. She is also a healer, and I realized I don't love when main characters are healers. I think that's
so specific.
Dude,
I love that.
It's too specific.
No, but I want to know why. That's really interesting.
Okay, I feel like, not trying to generalize,
but I just get bored because they're taking care of people day in and day out, which is amazing, necessary, love that. But I just want a warrior, I think. And I think also with the trials or the ordeals, I think it's so funny it's called the ordeal because it is an ordeal.
I didn't even think about that.
It's so funny when she's like, I have the ordeal. I'm like, girl, you do have an ordeal. Those were so much shorter than I expected.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think if we were more in the trials, ordeals, it could have been really fun.
So fun because they were cool. And so I think it just dragged for me in that way. I know people love this series. That makes me so hopeful. And so I think I would end up rating it like 3.25, 3.5 just because I didn't love the plot.
Okay, nice.
So yes, I'm actually really excited to read the rest.
Yeah, don't you feel like it was good for fall?
Yes.
Yay!
So much for swapping libraries with me for a week.
Of course.
And the fact that I got to read Just Friends is still insane to me. Like, I told you this, but ever since I've read it, which was a few days ago, every day I am talking about it with Ian because, like, spoiler free, I'm just gushing about it because of how much I loved it. Loved the characters, the story, every single bit of it. The wait is so worth it, you guys. I know we're all on the edge of our seats and you guys are going to be absolutely blown away, and I can't wait for Just Friends to find its people.
No, you're perfect. I kept texting her after being like, okay, now that we're not on camera, just tell me your real constructive criticism. She's like, I don't have any.
No.
I was like, you're an angel person.
No, I literally cannot conjure up anything in my mind.
That's crazy.
And of course, over on Haley's channel, you guys know I gave her books to read from my library, which has been so much fun. It's like opening a piece of your heart and giving it to someone. Yes, you'll definitely have to go see the book that Haley read that I gave her. That's a 5-star read. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Bye!